Hello Gun Nation, Big Johnson coming at you. Hey, we're going to do a little CZ video, imagine that. What we've got here is the SP-01 Tactical and the CZ75B Omega Urban Gray Edition. Both great pistols. I am not going to knock either one of them. I'm just going to kind of go over my likes and dislikes on both of them. So if you're thinking about maybe choosing one of these, or you're kind of on the fence, maybe this would help you. Now, of course, the CZ75B is kind of the original, the OG CZ. So, I really think that everyone should have at least one of them in their collection. Whichever one you choose is fine. But, what do I like and dislike about both of these? Let's start with the SP-01. SP-01 Tactical. Now, this is available in the tactical version with the decocker or the regular one without the decocker and the safety. This one does have the lock large palm swell on it. I really do like these grips a lot. They really fit my hand very well. The nice thing about the SP-01 is it does have the Picatinny rail. So it's got the 1913 type rail. This one adds about 6 to 7 ounces between this one and the 75. So just to kind of give you an idea, this one's just a tad heavier. Now, the reason why I like the likes about this one, it really feels great in the hand. It points natural, shoots very well. If I have to pick a dislike on it, it's the hook trigger. This is the original, 75 trigger. And I'm, like I said, I can shoot them and I shoot them fine. It's just not my preference. So what I will be doing is changing this trigger assembly out for an 85 combat trigger. Now, of course, you cannot put the Omega trigger in this one. You can only put, the 85 combat, and you can put springs and a kit, whatever else you want to do on the internal of it. The things, I do like about this one, again, are the weight, the rail. The beaver tail's really nice. The ring trigger or the ring hammer is not that bad either. It's just, I would rather have the flat type trigger, and I'll show you, like a race hammer. The night sights on this one are really nice. They do glow very well. But it's just your standard, you can rack it, you can do what you want off the back, so that is feasible to do that. Both of these pistols are unloaded. The mags are just in here. These are 18 plus one in the pipe, just so you're aware of that. But, really, really nice pistol. I do like it a lot. Fits really good in the hand, has great ergonomics. And of course, this one does have the decocker again. So I do not feel, I think this checkering's kind of worthless, honestly. I don't even really feel it. That's why I went with the really aggressive lock grips. This is worthless, and this is worthless. I don't even know why they put it on there, honestly. You can feel it on the front trigger guard here if you actually use that, or if you put your finger on it like this, to shoot, or excuse me, like this, to shoot. Some people really like that. I really wish also, now I have very large hands, I wish this had a larger trigger guard. That's just my preference. But, this one is definitely sufficient and it gets the job done. So that's just kind of my opinion on that one. Now let's go to the CZ75B Omega. What do I like about this one? Now this one has, the threaded barrel. It has the, suppressor night sights. Night sights are super tall. I mean, you can rack the thing with the front sight. I mean, look at that. It's crazy. These are so big. This one is actually unloaded too. I'll just show you. Just have a mag in here. This one is 18 plus 1 also. And this one does have it set up with the decocker. You can change it with being the Omega. You can put the safety on it however you want to set it up. Now, I actually do prefer this type of race hammer with the flat hammer. Neither one of these are bad. This is just a preference. I do actually really like this a lot. These are the lock grips also, just a different style. Again, the trigger guard is kind of small and you don't have a rail. This one sets in the hand really nice. The only difference, and I don't really know, I guess, and it's going to be kind of hard to see. Let's see here. Let me see if I can line these up. The 75 does have a different cut, and this one is it's just a little different sweep, just a tad. I mean, it's not really noticeable, but when you put this in the hand, and then you put this one in the hand, they feel just a tad different. And I don't know why. It's just, maybe it's just an illusion, but they just feel a little different. Like maybe they have a slightly, one of them, like maybe this is just a tad deeper. On the SP-01, it very well could be. Just a tad deeper here. This one actually feels better in the hand, I think, the SP-01. They both feel great. This one just feels a little bit better. And our hands could vary, so don't take that to heart. It could feel different in your hand. Back to this one. I do really love the flat trigger. It's not necessarily, I don't have to have the Omega trigger. I like it, but I do like the flatter trigger like on this one, and that's what the Omega offers. More like the 85 Combat. Both of these have the anti-glare rails, so that's really not a big deal. And this one, they both shoot great. This one just feels a little better, probably because of the extra weight and the full dust cover, when you shoot it. But they both feel great. Now, on this one, you'll notice it actually has no checkering at all on the front, no checkering at all on the rear, and you do have a little bit on the front of the trigger guard, just right here. So that's the offering there. They both have the exact same takedown, mag release. There's no difference there. So that's not a big deal. Now, this one is a little longer, but they both take down exactly the same. But that's just kind of, my differences on them, which doesn't mean a whole lot. It's going to vary between the shooter, whatever they prefer. Leave your choices below. Which one would you like? Would you like the 75B Omega, or would you like the SP-01 Tactical? Leave your opinion below. I'd love to hear it. Oh, also, this one does only have the rear serrations. This has rear and very, very small front serrations. They're there, but they're very small. Now, if you want to rack, from the front, it actually has a little indentation right here where you can grab it and you can rack it. So, and some people do that. They'll just, do it like that. So it does offer that. But leave your opinions below. I'd love to hear them. I appreciate y'all as always. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on.